This was my introduction to today's update. I sure hope yours was better, but I just wanted to come here and scope things out, see what was going on. You know, I just brought a dragon dagger in case I ran into anyone dangerous. But I was about an hour late to logging in when the update happened this morning, and it looks like the teams wasted no time. The amount of PKers I saw in just the time span of 3 hours today while creating this video was insane. So a lot to go over with this one, but what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and today I bring you loot from 1,000 undead pirates. Now I know what you're thinking, 1,000, that's it? You know, not even 10 hours? Well, I do plan on doing a follow-up to this video within the next 7 days, and it's going to be loot from 10,000 because these undead pirates actually have a very valuable rare drop that I am going for. So I hope that I get it today in 1,000 kills. If not, we'll just do a fresh 10,000 more and hopefully obtain it then. But let's go ahead and unpack today's update. I'll tell you guys a little bit about this area, these new monsters, and of course all the PKers that came with it. So first things first, these are zombies, so of course bring your salve amulet. Luckily this is below 20 wilderness, so if you do die here, your salve amulet is just going to remain on the floor. I didn't really prioritize it because they're only 35 HP. These zombie pirates, also known as undead pirates, I just call them undead because that's what I read them as in the update, but you can call them zombie pirates too. Now if you do happen to lose your looting bag, luckily the drop rate is 1 in 3 here, so that is very useful. It saves on having to buy it back on every death. And the rare drop that I was talking about earlier is none other than the teleport anchoring scroll. If you activate this scroll, essentially what this does is make it so that abyssal demons and elder chaos druids can never teleport you again, and wow, that would save a lot of hassle. So I was told the price is 35 mil. I actually saw these two guys talking about it, and that's what I heard the price was as of today, but I'm sure it will go down over time. But since it's so valuable, I really hope to get one today. Alongside that, all of the loot that comes with these new monsters. Such a low-level monster that I'm consistently one-hitting, and I wasn't even going to bring a cannon here, mainly because I didn't want to add to the risk factor, but overall, just in a time span of 10 minutes, I did manage to get 120 kills with this basic setup, and that resulted in 700k worth of loot. Now keep in mind, I was not disturbed a single time in those 10 minutes, which was a rare occasion to have no one attack you. But when it does happen, you can definitely capitalize on all the profit. Really nice looting bag there, 608k, and we got 3 zombie keys, which I'll be explaining later once we open them all up at the end of the video. We should be accumulating a decent amount from 1,000 kills. Overall though, I was really impressed. 700k in 10 minutes, 118 kills, and that's again without a cannon. Had I brought a cannon and just had no distractions, you know, get away with wearing max strength, I could have probably gotten so many more kills. And it is important to note that if you wear an Amulet of Avarice here, all of these drops will be noted, but of course on day 1 I did not think that was worth the risk. And here's the first solo PKer of the video. Not a lot of these guys, really just teams. I decided to even go back and try to kill him, but I wasn't really trying to anti-PK this video, really just focusing on the drops. But I will promise you guys that in the loot from 10,000, I'll be doing a ton of anti-PKing, because hopefully in a few days from now, the teams will die out and the solo PKers will come in numbers. So right now, there's not that many of them to anti-PK, but this guy had Void and a really nice risk. I just ran in circles and I got away. But I really wish I was geared because that would have been a nice PK. Another looting bag going into the bank, and yeah, if you bring High Alk here, you can definitely stay here a long time. But again, it's so dangerous. Even though this is just 11 wilderness, I just use a burning amulet to get here. But you can also just run if you want to go from the Grand Exchange. Probably need a stamina sip though. But don't let that low level of wilderness deceive you. You're always going to be tele-blocked here. It's something you can't get away from, and it doesn't help that they're going to be teleporting you around, of course, unless you have activated that new scroll. That'll definitely help you out here, that scroll, if you decide to camp these monsters. But yeah, pretty fascinating update. These zombie pirates are just here in game now, going to war with the Elder Chaos Druids. This might make it a little more interesting, or a little more difficult if you want to look at it that way, to just kill Elder Chaos Druids if you're trying to get the collection log set here, or if you're just doing these for XP or money. But in all the times that I've ever PK'd at this spot, it was either dead with no one here, or there was just bots here risking absolutely nothing. So hopefully that kills off that Elder Chaos Druid bot farm. It was actually a lot bigger than people realize. And speaking of realizing things, it took me about 45 minutes to realize that a salve amulet is worth bringing here. Again, if you die, it'll just stay on the ground, so you can just pick it back up once you return. So this guy was running at me with, I thought it was an Armadillo Godsword, which was why I didn't really care because I was protecting melee, but it turns out it was a Samurai Godsword. So I quickly realized I was frozen, and of course we're tele-blocked, so I had to try my best to get away. It's been such a long time since I've been attacked with a Samurott Godsword, I just didn't know how to react. But we did get away, and luckily that happened because we had about a 400k looting bag. Before that clip, I got away from a massive team, and I tanked a huge telly block, so I was upset that I didn't get that on video. But luckily, I got all these other fights on video. The only fighting that I did was using my special attack with my Ursine Chainmace. It does slow down the player. Instead of them running, they start walking. So sometimes that saves me, but not this time. Maybe it'll help this time around, though. We do have 2 PKers instead of the normal 5, so let's go ahead and spec one of them, and then if we can get off the spec with the other, we might have a chance at getting away. That guy had the audacity to say my intro, so I had to get away in this case, but he's forgot the second part from old school RuneScape. How can he forget that part? Don't mind me, I was just in the moment there, but yeah, this was when PKers picked up. It was a calm 50 minutes, but then everyone seemed to just keep getting the world I was in. Of course, I was doing this as low-key as possible, but there was just so many PKers that it was just easy to run into them. Luckily, though, sometimes when I was tele-blocked, it would be closer to the end rather than the beginning, so I would be able to teleport away, but that didn't happen as often as I would like it to. Sometimes the numbers just get the best of you, so at this point, I just did not want to risk much at all. You know, Berserker helmet or no helmet, doesn't really matter. I just wanted to get as many kills as possible, and my first hour was successful. I got 500 kills that hour, 2.8 mil worth of loot. 500 kills with this setup, really all you need is a high strength level and an Ursine Chainmace. Again, imagine if you could lock down a world and bring a cannon and max strength and never have to worry about banking. You know, this is very profitable and it's easy money, so I do wonder if clans are going to take advantage of that and try to lock down a world completely and just make sure that any PKer that comes in dies and any PVMer that wants to join dies as well. We saw the same thing happen at Revenants a few years ago, so yeah, we'll see what happens with this update, but overall, I am really impressed with the profit, and I don't think that they're going to nerf it or buff it, but we'll see. You know, Jagex always tends to update things either shortly after they come into the game or like less than 2 weeks, so I guess only time will tell, but I personally had a lot of fun with this one. I think that when this area kind of slows down with all of the traffic, it'll be a great spot for PKing for lower levels. That's what this update was intended for. A lot of pures, 20 defense pures, you know, Zerkers. That combat level is very friendly for this area, so that's cool. Another great method of making money and another good way to get Laren's keys, so maybe that'll drive the price down on those. All right, another team coming at me here with my Berserker helmet. Haven't worn this thing in years, but yeah, that wasn't too hard to get away from that. This spec with the Ursine Chainmace, so underrated, but unfortunately I came back for round 2 and they had a little bit more people with them this time, so hopefully I get away here. This telly block just needs to end because I don't think I'll make it down to level 1 wild, and there we go. That wasn't too difficult. Yeah, it feels good when you escape PKers, but it feels bad when you die, you know, have to re-gear and get all the way back up here. Well, we are nearing the end here and still no scroll drop, no 35 mil. Not really sure what that price is, and one thing that I always want to mention that I almost never remember to mention is that if you're ever needing clarification of something that I said in the video or maybe a question that you have, definitely look at the comments section, because more times than not there is someone in there who's done more of these than me or has more experience, and they can give some decent advice, which I always end up taking for the next time that I revisit something. So if you need any more advice on this, I would say just look at the wiki. All of this should be posted there soon, and the comment section is very helpful as well. I hope this video kind of explained what these new monsters are all about and just this location in general, the dangers of it. We will be getting to the key opening shortly, see what that loot is all about, but yeah, one good method of escaping is the Wilderness Slayer cave entrance. That is decent if you know how to work it, but it just depends on your luck, honestly, with the amount of people attacking you. Maybe look into bringing a bulwark or phoenix necklaces, and of course, if you're just in a team, it might be smart to kill these monsters in numbers, and if a team shows up, maybe have a little bit of PKing action going on there. I did run into quite a few clans today, so this definitely brought back a lot of excitement in the PKing community, which is always good to see, and you know, for those of you who actually do your hard clue scroll steps in this location, they updated that so that you don't have to come here anymore. It's just a little bit north now, so help out the clue scrollers a little bit. This was probably my most impressive escape here, other than the one that I didn't get on video. Just getting 1 HP'd multiple times, yeah, it was a really nice ending to this grind. Well, let me know what you guys think of this update in the comments below. I am curious, and yeah, the only thing I don't think I mentioned was the adamant seeds that are new into the game now. Same as the mithril seeds, the only difference is when you plant them, you're now going east instead of west. And probably not not that relevant unless you're going to PK with them or plant flowers anytime soon. But yeah, we have completed 1,000 kills. Took about 2.5 hours. Probably would have taken 2 hours with no interruptions, but you know, that's what you can expect here. Overall loot, let's see, 6.2 mil according to RuneScape prices. According to the RuneLite though, it says 6.6 mil. So that is something to keep in mind. Those 15 zombie keys are about 145 to 170k each as of now. I'm 100% sure that that price will change, so we're just going to be opening them all up. But I did die a few times. I used some ether, so probably about 5.5 mil profit at the end of the day. But let's go ahead and open up these keys with these zombie pirate lockers that are just east of where I was doing this video. A little northeast, I guess you could say, in 14 Wilderness. But yeah, relatively a safe area. You just get the same exact drop that you would get from killing a zombie pirate. The only difference is it is doubled in value, at least I think. So yeah, I mean, not really much of an interest there other than getting Laren's keys. It's really just probably better off selling them, honestly. But it's another chest that I can look into and maybe do a massive key video one day. Another 460k from the keys though, so not too bad. Dangerous update, but a lot of fun if you enjoy a little bit of PVMing mixed with Pking. Here is the RuneLite loot tracker here, and with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today. I'll be checking out the Wilderness Agility course next. I have a Salamander video for you tomorrow night, and of course we're going to come back here and do 10,000 fresh kills. Thank you to all the YouTube channel members, with a special shout out to Let Us Attack, xXzoticx, and DeceptionZ. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. No Sleep out.